there's a secret to winning with feeding teammates that you don't know about yet. So in this screenshot, you can see my Malga is deep in enemy territory, but we actually end up winning this fight because he's distracting and he's forcing so much attention that we're able to capitalize on these guys being distracted, and we just kill them, as I'm going to show you here. So you can see my Malga pins in, boom. But this is fine actually because he's got 4 people looking at him. My Zen's looking at Hog. Arissa's in open space, discorded. And then he discords the Hog. So Arissa gets low because she's in open space, who can get shot at by me and Hanzo and Soldier. And then Hog's getting low because he's getting shot at by Zen and Malga. All the whilst, everyone is distracted by the Malga. So I'm going to show you very quickly the secret to winning with feeding teammates. Also, by the way, if you want personal coaching from me, as well as a community full of players who want to rank up, as well as a full fundamentals course, check out the link in the description. So, look, we all get teammates who suspiciously have more than 1 death per minute and just die over and over and over. And, you know, they're just feeding, right? Or are they feeding? Perhaps we've been seeing feeding wrong this entire time. Someone who is quote-unquote feeding, well, if you think about it, it's just someone who's attracting a lot of attention, a lot of like cooldowns and stuff. Therefore, they're making a lot of space. If we go back to this video, yes, Malga is, you know, he's feeding, right? You know, he's fucking deep in their team. But he's just made a lot of space. Because the Orisa has left this point open, she walks over here, and now they can only play over here, which means my team has all of this space to play with. They can move all across the map whilst they're stuck in this tiny corner. And because he's also distracting a lot, none of the enemies are actually looking at us as we rotate and try and shoot the enemies. And because they're so focused on the Malga, we're able to just, like, I'm able to walk in and just kill them. You see how I just walk forward? Because, like, there's no one who can actually stop me. Hog's dead. Caster's over here. I know there's 2 in spawn. So it's just Zen and the Orisa. And the Orisa's low, so I walk in and I kill those 2. So yes, whilst the Malga is feeding, he's also distracting a lot. So it's our job to try and capitalize on that. Again, another example here. You can see my hazard, right? So my hazard goes in, he jumps into 4. And like you would normally say, yeah, that's pretty bad. But what he does is he ults, so he's able to hold that attention for even longer. He gets like 2 of them, right? So now these 4 are completely out of the fight, which gives us all of the space to walk forward. And yes, like the Ram is still here, but because I'm on Wu Yang, I'm safe to stay here. Plus we've also got a High Noon and Discord, so he's gonna die really fast. All the whilst my hazard is occupying 4 just by, you know, feeding. He's feeding, right? But what this allows us to do is just cap point because the Ram can't peek because we have the space to walk forward, which means if he walks out early, he's going to get discorded and he's going to get high nooned. If we didn't have the space and the enemy and the Ram was here and his team was here, then we would still be stuck over here and the high noon wouldn't be very good because they would just be able to back up safely. Then when the high noon's over, they peek out. But because my hazard is here holding all this space, we could just walk all the way forward and make sure they can't walk in. So yeah, he's feeding, but it actually ends up in us capping the point, which is the most important part of the game, right? But like, what is the actual secret to winning with these 2 teammates, right? What is it we have to do? Well, it's actually more of a mental thing than an actual in-game thing. We have to shift our mentality to, oh, okay, so I'm noticing my teammate is kind of doing this a lot. He's feeding, he's going in. But you have to think outside of that. What is happening because of them doing that? Well, because he's pinning in every fight, he's distracting like 4 of them, like every single fight. And then you have to think, oh, okay, so these guys are distracted. Can I capitalize off this somehow? Can I capitalize off the fact that they're using cooldowns on my teammate? This is that mindset. This is that mindset shift you have to have to go from negative to positive. Like instead of being negative about, oh, he's just fucking feeding, GG, go next, shit game, Matt, EOMM, shit matchmaker, whatever, right? you go from a negative mindset to a positive mindset where you're trying to see the opportunities that are being made by your feeding teammate. And like, yes, they are objectively feeding. They're making objectively bad plays. But a play is still a play, and it's still going to be distracting. So there's always going to be some possible way to capitalize off this. Now, I'm going to show you like an exact example of how I did this in a game I played recently. Because like I know it's kind of hard to shift your mentality just by me saying it. So I want to show you a game I played, and I'm going to show you a clip of the Twitch stream I had where like you can literally hear me go, oh, okay, so this is how I win the game now, and then I do what I say, and then I will literally win the next round by following my new mindset shift. So this is like midway through the third round after I had the realization of I need to capitalize off my feeding Malga, but I'm going to show you the whole game as well. Just so like you can really understand my like mindset in the game. My team's caught up with the strat as well. The market just goes in and we just shoot everyone. This is so stupid, bro. At first I thought he was speeding, but then I just wasn't seeing the vision because Ruins is a shit man and shouldn't be in the game. Okay, I don't know if you could hear that. It was pretty quiet, but basically I just said I wasn't seeing the vision, aka like my Maga was kind of playing very aggressive and distracting a lot, and I wasn't like up to date with that yet, and I didn't kind of realize it until the second round where I was like, wait, I can just capitalize on that. So now I'm gonna show you the whole match, and I'm gonna show you like how I changed my playstyle, because like it's very important. This like secret is a two-step process. First, it's shifting the mindset to realizing that you can do something about this. And then the second part is shifting your play style to accommodate that mindset. Because obviously, you're not really going to be able to play the same as you want to when you've got these kind of teammates that you need to play differently around. So I'm going to show you how I do that in game. Okay, now Zara is a very good hero to show this off on, because she's very good at following up on people and very good at like protecting your team, because obviously you have the two bubbles. But you can do this on any character. Like if you're on DPS, you know, you just want to look out for feeding tanks or other DPS, see that they're making space, and then just shoot the enemies who are looking at them. So I'm just going to show the moments just in this game where Malga's feeding and when I should or like shouldn't have tried to help him. Okay, so here, you know, because I wasn't aware yet, I'm still in my own zone of playing. Like I'm still in my own mindset of playing where I'm just trying to get value, trying to get charged wherever I can. So that was actually a bad bubble because he wasn't really in danger of dying. I should have saved that. Like, yeah, he's in open space and he's getting shot at, but he's not really in danger of dying yet. I can save that bubble because seconds later he actually goes and pins in and then he almost dies. So this is where a bubble would have been really helpful. But it's okay. But you can see I'm kind of employing like capitalizing on the distractions already. Because you see how they're looking at Malga? I then pop my bubble, walk forward. Because they were semi-distracted by Malga, I don't think they realized I was actually coming through and walking in. So I would just kill her, kill him, boom. So like, you know, I'm already subconsciously employing capitalizing on distractions because that isn't actually how you play the game. You know, you off angle and you shoot people who aren't looking at you. That's natural. Now it's this part of the game that's very interesting for me. So my Mago goes in. I bubble him because, you know, I'm just trying to get charged and he's getting shot at. But what I should have been doing was paying closer attention to the Malga and playing closer to this door exactly. I literally should have stayed like right here on this door because I don't realize that my Malga is ready to pin in again, and that I need to be able to have a bubble here to help him. Because if I had a bubble, then he wouldn't get hooked off the map like he does, and I would have been able to maybe walk forward a bit here with my bubble and then capitalize on someone who's distracted by my Malga going in. So that's my mistake. I also shouldn't have bubbled him before because he didn't really need it because he wasn't in danger. Because then I would have been paying like well, I can't speak today. I would have been closer to the door so I can bubble the Malga, and two, I would have had my bubble up earlier so I would have been a bit more prepared. Because like I just hear him over here, I'm like, wait, what's he doing? He's feeding, and then boom, he dies. Now yeah, he's feeding, But I could have played better there and understood what he was trying to do. But obviously, like, it's too early in the game to understand that someone is a bit of a unique player, and that's okay. You'll see throughout this game how I kind of adapt to this kind of play style. Okay, and then none of this matters. Okay, it's right here. So I go on the off angle, I shoot a bit. You know, this is normal gameplay, right? I'm just trying to distract. I'm trying to get charge early, and then I back up. And this is where things start to go wrong. So I bubble my Kiriko, even though I probably don't need to, because it's Kiriko versus Hanzo, and you know how hard that matchup is. So I have no projected barrier. And this whole time, by the way, I don't realize my Malga is getting whole hogged off the map. So again, the mindset is that I'm not paying enough attention to my Malga. I'm not playing off of him. I'm playing very selfishly, or like I'm playing very solo. Because like I'm still playing selfishly, but I'm playing very solo. I'm not paying attention to my other tank, and that he's just feeding. One, had I not used this projected barrier on the Kiriko, I could have potentially used it on the Malga here to help him not get whole hogged off the map. But who knows? And two, if I knew he was going to go in, I would have been ready to push forward at a better time to try and kill the people who are looking at the Malga. Because let's look in the sky like this as my Malga goes in, right? As my Malga pins in, look at the direction that these guys are looking in. They're all looking this way into him and not at me or my teammates. So if I was paying more attention, I could have used this distraction and walked forward with my bubble to try and kill someone. Which is like, I do try to do it like subconsciously because I'm a fantastic player and I know exactly what to do in any given situation. But I should have been paying attention to my Malga here. I could have bubbled him. And because I didn't realize my Malga was off the map until like just now, this grab was actually pretty bad. Like, yeah, I mean, like, we forced out 3 ults, which is pretty good. But I could have definitely waited a bit. Because like, we used Russian Nano as well, but that's not the point. At this point, I should have been paying more attention to my Malga, but I wasn't, so this is why we lost this round. And then he sorts off Malga after this, and then this round doesn't really matter anymore. On to the next round. Now, subconsciously, I think I started to understand how I needed to play differently. But like not until later on in the round, because you know I'm still playing on my own, I'm still doing random bullshit. But like my Maui, you know, like he's holding the front line over there, and you know there's a bunch of people over here, but they can't really walk forward because of the Malga. And it's actually me who's feeding, because I'm doing fucking nothing. Like I'm not feeding into their team, but I'm feeding by just doing nothing. Now I'm shooting my 0 charge right clicks over there. Then I realized my Malga needs help, so I start walking forward. And then I think it's from here where like I realized that I could just use this guy as bait for free charge and for free kills. But we lost this fight because this M went on the good flank and he killed 2, which is fine. Oh yeah, here this is like this is just a nice good play. I want Zarya players to take notes on. So when you've got high charge, you're able to kill people really fast, especially if they're very distracted. And you can use corners to do that for you. So let me show you very quickly. So I have charge. I know there's a Moira close. So I just walk forward, and because I've got bubble, I know that no matter what, as long as I press my bubble in time, I'm safe from hook, I'm safe from javelin. So I walk forward with my bubble, and I get the kill. Boom, nice. So you see, I'm playing closer with my Malga, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of aware that this guy's gonna pin in, so I start trying to get value from it. I bubble him as he goes in, I get some charge, and then most importantly, I walk forward on this, because there's no point in him doing this if I'm not gonna walk forward, right? Because again, let me show you how many people are looking at the Malga here. So he pins in, and he's now got 4 people looking at him, right? You see this? He's got 4 looking at him. And because of this, 1, you know, none of them are looking at our team, but 2, they're actually backing up because there's a Magra in their backline and they're trying to shoot him. And that gives us a lot of space to play around any part of the map that we want. And then because we have so much space, we're able to take angles, which lets us have this angle, you know, this angle right here where the Maga is, over here. We can shoot from multiple different directions. And it allows me to just walk forward because I'm under no threat. And I just kill, and then I kill Orisa, I kill Zen, because they were distracted by the Maga. And he gets out. And he gets out and lives. I think, like, too much else interesting happened this round. No, okay. So after I kind of realized that I need to play closer to my team, I automatically started looking around more because once I'm playing closer to my team, I'm kind of playing on this corner and there's not a lot I can do. Like I can peek out, but like who can I shoot here? So naturally, I'm naturally gonna end up turning around more and looking to bubble someone who's in trouble. So I bubble my Ana, and then I just hold this corner. If you've watched my tank fundamentals video, you'll know how important corners are. If not, you should go watch that. Especially if you're a tank player. But like even here, I'm kind of mentally aware, just waiting for a Maga pin. I see him pin in. I'm automatically gonna go on the person he's pinning on because they're gonna get stunned, they're gonna be on fire, they're just gonna be under a lot of pressure. So it's just gonna be a free kill. So he gets stunned, easy kill, right? Boom. I think too much else interesting happens this round. No, my Hanzo just kills everyone. But like, even though Maga pins in, Orisa is looking at Malga for a little bit. I'm able to walk forward, try and capitalize on these kills, and then boom. So not too much stuff happens because we're just holding this corner very well. Even here, we just there's just not a lot to say. We just kind of like full hold them basically. But even like Maga pins in. Like he disrupts their whole team. I'm able to just walk forward and just shoot whoever's gonna get low. That's it. But it's not until the next round where like I kind of realized, wait, I can just use my Malga as bait, which gives me free charge. It distracts the enemy team, and I can get free kills using my own personal bubble. So that's what I start to do. I literally wait. I'm not even making a play anymore. I'm just sitting on a corner shooting. But I'm not making a play. I'm just waiting for my Malga to go in. And you'll notice I see my Malga there, so I know he's going to do some tomfoolery. And do you know the best part? The enemy team knows this as well. You see how they're all walking back to help this cast? Because like my Malga is just making space. Like, he's feeding, yeah. But when he distracts so many people, can you really call it feeding? Well, yes, but it's only feeding if you don't capitalize. So it's technically your fault if they're feeding. So you see that? I just bubble the Malga, and I shoot the people who are distracted by him. That's it. That literally is the whole play. He goes in, I bubble, I get charge, I shoot people who are distracted. I use my bubble to like allow myself to do that because I can play aggressive when I've got my bubble. Plus, when I've got charge, I can actually kill people faster. Alright, so they're walking up. They're walking up. Yeah, and I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm gonna let my Malga be the one to push. I'm still shooting, but I'm gonna let my Malga push. And then when I see my Malga push, all of them are looking towards Malga, so I'm immediately gonna walk forward. And my team actually caught up with this as well. So my Hanzo is using Dragon. My Ana landed a big nade. Because they're so distracted by this Malga, even my team started to catch up with that fact. And we all started playing around the Malga. Which just spiked our pressure even higher. Because now instead of it just being me shooting the enemies, it's me, my Hanzo, my Ana landing a nade. All because this guy is feeding. And then the same thing happens here as well. But like, this is because we've won the fight. This is pretty acceptable. Because it's a 3v5, this is a very acceptable pin. And like, it's very normal to do this. But the same principle applies. He goes in, I bubble, I get charge. I use my charge to walk forward and capitalize on the distracted enemies. That's it. And like, yes, this is what you do anyway on Zarya. But it's amplified by this mindset and playstyle shift when you realize you kind of have someone who's very aggressive or someone who's feeding. Because funnily enough, if you don't follow up on these people, it's actually going to be worse because now they're just going to go in on their own and die. But at least if you try and follow up, you're following up, and maybe that inspires the rest of your team to follow up, and then you're going to start getting value from following up on people. Now, big disclaimer: this doesn't mean you should also feed as hard as they are. It just means you should be in a position where you can either one, help your teammate like live and get value, or two, actually be able to shoot the enemies who are distracted by him. Preferably both, but you know, you can do one or the other. It's fine. Right, I think this happened in like one more fight. I think. Yeah. So I can see my Maga walking, and he wants to go up the stairs. So, you know, I see Maga walking, so I hold close on this corner because I know soon he's gonna engage, and I want to be in a position to engage because roughly he's gonna engage maybe up here, maybe down here. You know, I don't know yet because you know I don't know him, but I know roughly he's gonna engage somewhere in this lane. So I'm just gonna really hold this corner. And then I see Malga. I pre-bubble because I'm scared of the sleep, and if he gets slept, he's gonna fucking die. And then you see how they move back, so I'm moving forward. They just know the Malga's behind them. Like they don't even need to like. I mean, plus the risk is low, but they just know the Malga's behind them because they can hear him, right? So they're immediately moving back. You know, Soldier's running over here. Arissa's moving back. Got two supports here. The Zara is moving back because she can see the Malga. So what do? Well, I walk forward and I capitalize and I grab. And then boom, we just win the fight. So I wanted to use this match to show you that having a feeding teammate isn't the end of the world, and you can still win pretty reliably if you change your mindset and your playstyle from a negative one to more of a positive idea of like, oh okay, he's feeding, and he's making a lot of space and he's distracting a lot of people. What can I do to follow up on this guy? Anyways, I hope you learned something from this video. If you want in-depth coaching, like personal coaching from me, and you want to join a community that is going to be full of people that are just like you, who are trying to grind and rank up and like be on this journey of improving at Overwatch, but also at real life, I think my community is the place for you. I think it's one of like the only places where you can get it for like a good price, and it's also going to be like 100% me. Like you can DM me whenever you want. You can ask me questions. I do calls every week where you can literally hop in there, ask me any questions. You know, we can go through VODs, and everyone can like get to watch, and like you get to talk to people in the community as well. You can see where like what country people live in, so you can queue up some ranked. And I've also got courses in there. I've got a full fundamentals guide. I'm gonna be making hero guides for every hero in the future. I'm gonna be making like a very like in-depth, step-by-step rank up system that I personally use to rank up from plat to like high master / GM. And if you're in the community, you get access to all of the past calls, all of the past recordings that I've ever done for the community in there as a little bonus. So if you're the type of person who wants to take like ranked seriously and you want to actually get good at the game, I highly recommend you just check out my program down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.